Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Chungat videos. Today I'm going to show you how to load a firmware on a EOS R6. I've recently bought a EOS R6 camera which had an old firmware which is 1.1, and Canon came out with a new firmware update called 1.30, and I'm going to show you how to download it from the website and how to load it on your camera the easy way. If you have Windows, this will be applicable for you. We'll go. So guys, how do you go into this firmware update? So go to Canon USA and click on the EOS utility and go to products, search for EOS R6. Then you get EOS R6. So this is the one which I have got. So you go here and you see here drivers and downloads. You click on that and it goes to firmware, the software and firmware. So you go to firmware, that's where you update the camera firmware. So you just go there. So here you see EOS R6 update version 1.3 for Windows. So select that and download. So you have to agree to the terms and conditions. Download that. So make a new folder, say Canon EOS R6 update, something like that, and then save it over there in documents. So you got installing downloads. So it is complete. So you can see here it is a zip file. So what you do is you open it up and you see this is the firmware file. So what you have to do is, if your computer has a card reader, so all you have to do is insert the card in the reader, and then you have to transfer this file to the card reader. So this is the card reader I have. Sorry, this is the card I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this into my card reader here in my laptop, and I'm going to transfer the file. So you can see that it has detected the new card which has been inserted in the card reader. So what I have to do is just EOS digital D, I have to copy this, or even I can cut it, and you have to make sure that you download it to the root directory. So you have to click on the EOS digital D here, or whatever root directory your computer has or shows for the card reader, and then right click and paste it. So now it is moving on this one item to EOS digital D. So now you can see that it is in the root directory, the firmware file. So what you have to do is, now you have to remove the card from the card reader and then load it to your camera, and I'll show you how to do that. So now you have to safely remove this one. So eject EOS digital D, so that one comes off. So now it is safe to remove. So I'm removing it. So we'll go to the next step. You here, this is a temporary setup, and I'm just creating my studio. So I'm going to show you how to insert the card the card into the slot on the EOS R6. So you see the camera here, and this side is the where you insert the card, and you take the first card, and I'm removing the first card in the number 1 slot and replacing it with the one which has the latest firmware. So I go here and I've inserted the card here. So the settings function here. So you go into this run sign here, and then you select item 5, and you can see the firmware at the very bottom. Now you into firmware. So what it will do is it will detect so it will ask whether to update the camera firmware. You press OK, and then it will update. See that it is updated. But if you click this one, what happens is, and then you have to click again, right? So if you click it again, so it says it's already updated. So it is saying the firmware is older than the version 1.3.1, which is on the memory card. So it's asking whether to delete the old file and update using later version. So watching, guys, hope this is useful and will help you out in your loading of your latest firmware. See you in the next one. Bye.